Welcome, sir. How are
Hello.
you?
Josh, pleasure to meet
Brandon,
you.
nice to meet you.
Would you like a
Josh.
few more minutes?
Come on
Okay,
in,
thank
Josh. Have a seat there for me, sir. How's everything going today?
Oh, not too bad.
Not too bad.
It's a nerve-wracking experience, but beneficial.
Why?
Honestly, I'm not nervous to interview. I
Don't worry about that.
mine does the same thing, and I hate it. It's awful.
Which iPad do you have?
The mini, the first one. I don't have the new one because I didn't think the new one was different enough. And Apple is notorious for releasing one product, then making one modification, and now it's an entirely new product.
Right.
I do have the 5S, which I'm not proud of, but I do have
Why
it.
not?
Because I had the 5. There was the finger scanner was the only difference, really, and so to have stood in line for 5 hours, it wasn't.
Oh,
I would like to have that 5 hours back, but it was,
Okay, so I have the 4S.
Uh-huh.
So should I get to the 5S or should I wait?
If you have the
until
4S, I would get the 5S. If you have the 5, no.
So okay, I have a 4S. So should I wait until that will come out next year or should I just?
I think the 5S is different enough from the 4S to encourage buying it. If you're looking to get a new phone now, but if you're satisfied with the 4S, then.
I mean, but if I can just wait till next year to get a 6,
Yeah.
they come out with a 6.
Which I'm sure they will. They always do.
Yeah.
But if you're like itching to get a new phone now, then by all means get the 5S. It's worth it to make that kind of a jump. I
Which
think.
color do you have?
Gold.
Yes. All right.
Which actually they ran out of the day that it was released. They ran out for actually quite a while,
Yeah,
and I got really upset because I had stood in line for 5 hours. So I went to Target, not expecting to find one. I actually went to buy white vinegar to descale my coffee machine.
Oh, wow.
And they got one by mistake, and I happened to have been standing there,
Wow.
and I got it. So it was a good and a bad day.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Okay then. You have an e-portfolio?
I do.
Check? And an iPad. You got an iPad, is it?
hmm
I just got the Air.
How is it? I've not seen it
I
yet.
haven't touched it yet. It's my supposed to be my birthday gift.
Oh, okay.
My birthday's not to the end of the month. I've been staring at the box like, oh my goodness.
Well, listen, if you already, it's not a surprise now. Just enjoy it.
Yeah,
I went to Apple the other day, but I wasn't looking for that. I was buying a case for my phone, so I didn't actually even see the Air, but I'd love to see it.
You think it's a big difference?
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
The way that it's been advertised is that it's dramatically different, but
Yeah, my wife has an iPad too. So you know all about gadgets and things, huh?
I know a good deal about Apple.
Okay,
I can't
we'll
say.
talk afterwards. We'll talk afterwards.
Yeah, I have a MacBook Pro. I have the new one with Retina. I have the 5S and iPad. So
Okay.
I have some good Apple exposure.
We'll tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Brandon. I'm with Total Quality Logistics, TQL for short. We are a third-party logistics company, the second largest in the world, or in the United States, excuse me. And we are the middleman, basically, between customers and carriers, which are drivers. We handle their transportation needs so they can relieve that burden from themselves. And I am a campus recruiter. I started off in the sales position, logistics account executive, and transferred to recruiting this year. So
Nice.
kinda
Congratulations.
I'm a vet now, so been doing it for a while, since March. And that's a little bit about me.
Well, thank you for coming today. I know that this is
This is great for me. I love it.
yes,
This is
it's
what I do. I love being around students. So I love being around you.
well, yeah. We definitely love and benefit and are thankful for the practice.
Good.
So really what I wanted to do is, we're all technology users, and I really wanted to make this as easy to navigate and enjoyable as possible. People don't want to just read a whole bunch of words, like they want it to be aesthetically pleasing. So I wanted to make it convenient in that same respect. So that's why I have a lot of links available to where you can simply click on it and the documents will pop up. This takes you directly to references, and even on my resume, you'll find that transcripts and all that stuff is available to simply click on, and then proof will come up of the completion of whatever course or whatever grade I've indicated. I am very pleased to say that I just 2 days ago passed the National Interpreter Certification.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a lot of work, but I'm very, very proud and pleased with that. So unfortunately the transcript's not there yet because I don't have it, but it will be. And this highlights a lot of my experience, not only scholastically, but in the world, which I was a manager of a gym for about 3 years.
Okay.
And that's on here, which was my longest running employment. And I think that's where a lot of my interview tactics come from, because I was the interviewer and the interviewee more than once. So I definitely take interviews seriously, and I think there's a lot of very intrinsic value in getting to know people and what they're all about, what they offer, and things of that nature. But it also tests you as a human being and how do you communicate with people, that because everyone's going to be different. And there's samples of my work, and those vary from music to more serious topics, English-based signing to ASL, and I really wanted to give the viewers a good variety of what I can bring to the table.
Okay. Can you navigate me through the rest of the tabs? Just send me the tabs. Not
So,
all of them, but
contact information, it's the same kind of concept. All you gotta do is click on it, and the email pops up.
oh, that's good.
Let's see. Same with the phone number. If it's an iPhone, if you click it, it'll just automatically call me or send a text. Goals, I wanted to make that really concise. I wanted to show the viewer that I'm very confident in what my goals are currently. Of course, they're going to change throughout time, but
So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
hopefully having finished a master's program. I really want to continue my education. I'm the first member of my family ever to graduate high school, period, for generations. So it's very important for me to continue my education, but also to do something that I enjoy doing, because no one's forcing me to go to school.
Okay, hearing those things right there, like, what is your proudest achievement?
Graduating high school, truthfully, but
Gotcha.
more so going to college, because I could have stopped there. I had satisfied my family at that point, but I hadn't satisfied myself. I see just so much enriched value in education because it was never offered to me, it was never guaranteed to me, whereas a lot of students do have the benefit of knowing they will go to college because financially that's provided. I've worked consecutively since I was 14. I've never not had a job since I was legally allowed to work. So for me, being able to have that healthy balance. Yeah,
Yeah, but
and
I
it's tough.
started at 10, like.
And it's tough,
I'm
right?
Door store, yeah, correct.
But you get to that point where you don't know what it would be like to not work.
Right.
And when I go several days without working because of a holiday or vacation, it's like I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know how to be bored. And I think that that's just incredibly valuable, because I do put so much effort into everything I put my name on. But I would say my second proudest moment would be being able to study abroad in France. I was the first independent student to ever in my program study abroad. There was a faculty-led trip once, but I was the only one that ever went by myself in the 7 or 8 years that our program's been cultivated. And it was really a learning experience for all of us, because I found resources and avenues to take to make it actually possible that no one really knew anything about, because no one had ever asked. So I really hope that my capitalizing on those resources and all the research and work that I did benefits the students that come after me, because it really was a very valuable experience. And if I learned anything from that, deaf people struggle to communicate every single day in every single avenue of life that they encounter. Being able to go to a restaurant or Starbucks or whatever in France and not know how to order was so very moving for me, because deaf people do that every day. And it was so minute and really a very frustrating experience, but I value my profession more now because I know how to not communicate, and that made it worth every bit of work that I had done.
Okay. So what are you passionate about?
Personally, I'm very passionate about health and fitness. I take my body very, very seriously and what I put into it, and not only because of aesthetic reasons, but really I want to be here as long as I can to really make the most impact of.
So what do you do? I need to work on my abs and stuff right now.
Well, you know what? Abs are all made in the kitchen, and the unfortunate thing about abs is that it's holiday season. Listen, no one wants to go out and, I mean, really, but there's so much decadence around us. Nobody wants to go out into the rain and the snow and the cold and go run or go to the gym. I don't want to either. But abs are definitely in the kitchen, and it's tough. I don't have them nearly as much as I should. There's no way it's in 20 minutes.
Yes, you said it's going to be acting up.
So that's really where that comes from. But I will say,
From eating.
really it is. But having technology is so very helpful, because it really gives you so many different tools and cheats and exercises and recipes right in the palm of your hand that actually aren't that bad, and most of them are free. So get creative with the apps that you download, because there's a lot that will really help you.
Okay. Alright. Give me an example of a time that you had to think outside of the box.
Okay. So recently, well, I guess not recently, but when I was at Urban Active, there was more than one complaint as it pertained to maintenance of different machines that really just wasn't getting done, and unfortunately, that really wasn't my forte. Because I didn't know how to fix machines. It was my responsibility to find that something was broken. It was not my responsibility to fix it, period. So I ended up actually going out and finding an independent contractor to come in and fix the machines because we were losing so much revenue that there wasn't, it was either fix these or we're going to go out of business, really, because there wasn't enough working to supplement the member traffic that we were having. So I went out and I found an independent contractor to come in and fix the machines. And I had no idea how I was going to pay for it because it wasn't my job to either exempt it or to somehow pay for it. That wasn't up to me. So I ended up offering him, after everything was fixed, I ended up offering him what was at my disposal, which was a membership and some other little trinkets. Even though the original agreement was, I'll find some way to pay you, just help us out. And so I offered him what I could, which was a membership and some other, like I said, t-shirts and coupons and stuff for GNCs around the area. And ultimately, it just settled out. And so I was able to get kind of creative with the tools at my disposal and really see the necessary, I guess, dynamic of what the situation was to not wait on somebody else to help me. And really finding what is allowed within my tool belt and what is appropriate, but also what is more important. Do I wait for somebody while the business suffers, or do I go out there and